In 2025, Linux is no longer just the operating system of developers and server rooms. It has become a canvas for digital art, a playground for interface innovation, and a serious competitor to the polished worlds of Windows and macOS. If you still think Linux looks outdated or complicated, you haven't seen what modern distributions are capable of. Today we're diving into the most beautiful Linux distros you should install in 2025. The ones that don't just work brilliantly, but look absolutely stunning the moment you boot them up. Let's start with one of the most visually refined distributions ever created, Zorin OS. From the first second you log in, Zorin OS feels familiar yet premium. The layout is clean, the animations are smooth, and the design language feels modern and intentional. It's built on Ubuntu stability, but the team behind it has carefully crafted themes that can mimic Windows, macOS, or something entirely unique. The gradient wallpapers, elegant icon sets, and subtle blur effects give it a high-end aesthetic that rivals commercial operating systems. In 2025, Zorin OS continues to refine its Pro Edition with even more layout options and carefully tuned visual transitions. For users switching from Windows 10 or 11, this distro feels instantly comfortable. But for design lovers, it's the attention to detail that stands out. The spacing, typography, and window transparency effects are carefully balanced, creating a cohesive visual experience that feels intentional rather than patched together. Then there's Garuda Linux, a distro that takes visual drama to a whole new level. If Zorin is refined and minimal, Garuda is bold and futuristic. Based on Arch Linux, Garuda comes with eye-catching themes, vibrant neon accents, and heavy use of blur and transparency. Its KDE Dragonized edition in particular looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The colorful terminal, animated splash screens, and custom icons create a gaming-inspired atmosphere that feels energetic and modern. In 2025, Garuda continues to push boundaries with its performance optimizations and gaming tools, but visually, it's still one of the most jaw-dropping Linux distributions you can install. It doesn't try to look like Windows or macOS. It embraces its own identity, and that identity is powerful, flashy, and unapologetically different. If you prefer elegance and balance, KDE Neon deserves your attention. KDE Neon is essentially a showcase of the KDE Plasma desktop in its purest and most up-to-date form. Plasma has evolved dramatically over the years, and in 2025 it is arguably the most customizable and visually advanced desktop environment in the Linux world. With smooth animations, dynamic accent colors, and highly configurable panels, KDE Neon allows you to craft an interface that looks futuristic or minimal, depending on your taste. Out of the box, it already looks polished with crisp icons, adaptive themes, and fluid window effects. But what makes KDE truly beautiful is the depth of customization. You can tweak blur intensity, animation speed, window decorations, and even subtle interface physics. Its beauty combined with power, giving users complete control over how their desktop feels and looks. Another visually stunning distro is Deepin. Deepin has long been known for its macOS-inspired aesthetic, but over time it has developed its own visual personality. The Deepin desktop environment is built with a focus on simplicity, rounded corners, smooth animations, and soft color palettes. The control center slides in elegantly from the side, system settings are beautifully categorized, and default applications are designed with consistency in mind. In 2025, Deepin's interface feels mature and cohesive, with carefully crafted transitions and subtle shadows that make the UI feel layered and dimensional. It's one of the few Linux distros where almost every built-in app matches the overall design philosophy. The music player, file manager, and terminal all feel like part of a unified ecosystem rather than separate components stitched together. For those who love minimalism with a modern twist, Elementary OS remains a strong contender. Elementary OS focuses heavily on design principles, inspired by macOS, but refined into its own philosophy. The Pantheon desktop environment is clean, distraction-free, and incredibly elegant. The dock is simple and centered, the top panel is minimal, and applications follow strict human interface guidelines. In 2025, Elementary OS continues to refine its typography and spacing, making everything feel airy and uncluttered. The consistent use of rounded corners, subtle gradients, and calm color tones gives it a peaceful visual identity. It's not flashy, it's not overloaded with effects, but it feels intentional and carefully curated. For creators, writers, and students who appreciate aesthetic simplicity, Elementary OS is still one of the most beautiful Linux experiences available. If you want something cutting-edge and visually experimental, Fedora with the latest GNOME desktop offers a sleek, modern look. GNOME has embraced a clean and touch-friendly design with large icons, smooth workspace transitions, and a strong focus on simplicity. In 2025, Fedora often ships with the newest GNOME releases, meaning you get refined animations, updated system menus, and a cohesive dark mode that looks stunning on modern displays. GNOME's overview mode feels fluid and futuristic, and its consistent design language gives the entire desktop a professional polish. While it may not be as customizable as KDE, its strength lies in clarity and flow. Everything feels smooth, responsive, and visually coherent. For gamers and performance enthusiasts who still want visual flair, Nobara has emerged as a strong contender. Based on Fedora, Nobara is optimized for gaming and creative workloads, but it also looks fantastic out of the box. With customized themes and performance tweaks, it combines functionality and aesthetics in a balanced way. In 2025, as Linux gaming continues to grow, distributions like Nobara prove that you don't have to sacrifice beauty for power. The desktop feels modern, the icons are sharp, and the overall UI presentation is clean and vibrant. Another standout in terms of visual polish is Manjaro. Manjaro offers multiple desktop editions, but its KDE and GNOME versions are particularly beautiful. The default themes are cohesive, with carefully chosen wallpapers and accent colors that make the interface pop. Manjaro strikes a balance between accessibility and arch-based power, and in 2025 it continues to refine its branding and design consistency. The installer, welcome screen, and system tools all follow a consistent visual style, making the overall experience feel premium rather than fragmented. If you're looking for a distro that feels innovative and slightly different, Pop_OS brings a unique visual flavor. Developed by System76, Pop_OS has built its own identity around productivity and clean design. The Cosmic desktop environment has evolved significantly, offering tiling window management combined with modern aesthetics. In 2025, Pop_OS feels futuristic yet practical. The animations are subtle but smooth, the color schemes are bold yet professional, and the workflow enhancements are visually integrated rather than hidden in menus. It's a distro that looks powerful and feels designed for creators and developers who appreciate both beauty and efficiency. We also can't ignore Ubuntu itself. While Ubuntu is often seen as mainstream, its modern versions with updated GNOME themes look sleek and approachable. The purple and orange accent colors give it a recognizable identity, and in 2025, Ubuntu continues to polish its Yaru theme with refined icons and improved contrast. It may not be the most dramatic or experimental, but its balanced, clean presentation makes it one of the most user-friendly and visually pleasing Linux distributions for newcomers. The beauty of Linux in 2025 isn't just in individual distros, but in the ecosystem itself. Desktop environments like KDE Plasma and GNOME have matured to a level where animations feel smooth, even on mid-range hardware. Wayland support has improved, making graphical performance and scaling more fluid. High-resolution displays are better supported, and fractional scaling ensures that interfaces look crisp on 4K screens. This means that no matter which of these beautiful distros you choose, the visual experience will likely feel modern and responsive. Another reason Linux looks so good now is the thriving theme and customization community. Icon packs, cursor themes, window decorations, and dynamic wallpapers allow users to transform their desktops into works of art. Even a basic installation can be customized to look futuristic, minimalist, retro, or completely unique. In 2025, tools for customization are easier than ever, meaning you don't need to be a terminal expert to achieve a stunning setup. What truly sets these distros apart is that their beauty isn't superficial. The animations are optimized, the layouts are thoughtfully structured, and the visual design often enhances usability. Blur effects help focus attention, spacing improves readability, and consistent iconography reduces cognitive load. Beauty and function are finely aligned. If you're planning to switch to Linux this year, choosing one of these visually stunning distributions ensures that your first impression will be unforgettable. Whether you prefer the dramatic neon aesthetic of Garuda, the refined polish of Zorin, the elegant minimalism of Elementary OS, or the powerful customization of KDE Neon, there's a beautiful Linux distro waiting for you. Linux in 2025 is not about compromise. It's about freedom, performance, security, and now, undeniably, about design. The era where Linux looked outdated is long gone. Today, it stands shoulder to shoulder with the most visually advanced operating systems in the world. And the best part is, you can download any of these distros for free and experience that beauty for yourself. So if you're ready to transform your desktop into something truly stunning, this is the perfect time to explore the most beautiful Linux distros of 2025. Your screen deserves to look incredible every single day, and with Linux, it absolutely can.